Hey, good afternoon. This is Jason, Kilo November 4, Mike Uniform Delta. My name is Mud, and we're with Bird Electronics. We're out celebrating everything amateur radio. Been in the industry for a while, and almost everybody's got one or two of these Model 4 to 3s on their bench. Been in use in the amateur community as well as our public safety and LMR community for a number of years. Still in production, still supporting it, still love them. But us being primarily a public safety LMR cellular industry, although we have a lot of overlap with the amateur radio community, our devices are really set up for those guys that aren't measuring just good enough or it's okay. This is really measured for lives are on the line. So we have to have high degrees of accuracy, calibration, and repeatability in all of our products. So we've moved from our Model 43 to our newest digital watt meter, which is the 4480 Alpha, which is a digital watt meter that goes all the way from 2 megahertz all the way up to 1 gigahertz, can handle 10,000 watts of power, measures forward power and reflected power at the same time. So no elements to be changed out or anything else that goes along with that, but 4% accuracy across that entire range. Phenomenal piece of kit for the industry. So these two items right there will tell, as for a young electronics technician going out to find out what's going on with the system, all we know is something isn't working. First step, test the radio. Is the radio putting out the power that's going to be working, that it's supposed to be putting out? That first device is going to tell us that. So then we would move on, if I still have a problem, over to our Sighthawk, which is a system and antenna analyzer. So this is going to tell me whether my feed line, whether my connectors, whether my antennas are working correctly. What I have inside this transit case is about 36 foot of LMR 400, so I can now go out and test with the technician to see where and help them isolate problems. So I have a measurement right now that's very sensitive even to my hand movements around the device from what it's measuring. But according to that chart, what we're looking at, I actually do a distance to fault measurement and analyze what's inside this box. So I see a high hump that's there that says that I've got a higher impedance. And that is going to be this first jumper, this 3 foot. And I can see that right there, so I can actually isolate that. The next piece of cable is going to be 26 foot of LMR 400, which is very good, and that's why it has such a lower return loss reading, because that's one continuous piece of cable. And then I can start to see that I've got another rise hump. So this is where an area of concern is. Well, anybody that knows anything about LMR 400, I've been mistreating this cable. I've been purposely bending it and breaking it. So it is showing me that cable is starting to fail. Of course, if it were disconnected, now it's going to analyze and it's going to actually show me where that fault is. And bam, there it is. If we look down at the bottom of the chart, if I've done my calculations right, that should be about 26 to 27 feet, which I know. So between these two devices, I've now said my radio is good, my antenna system is good. So now why do I still have a problem? Well, now I need to start looking outside of my radio system. So I'm going to start looking out into the atmosphere. And this is where I need a quality spectrum analyzer. So spectrum analyzers out there, this is an excellent piece of kit. This is our Signal Hawk. So this measures everything from DC up to 6 gigahertz, and we have even higher versions than that. And this is going to tell me what I'm actually seeing out there in the radio waves. But because it's a calibrated piece of equipment, it's not just going to show you that a signal is there. I'm actually, with a calibrated antenna, able to measure that power output and actually see how far away it is from me, from calculations of that. And then in addition to that, we have an application that does our angle of arrival. So now with a moving map, I can plot to see where that interference is coming from. So now these three things as a kit is everything that I need to find out what's going on with my radio system and know that it's working as efficiently as it can. And that's what Bird brings to the table, and that's what we're here to do for our customers. So thank you very much. Kilo November 4, Mike Uniform Delta. Talk to y'all soon.